Hey everybody, welcome to Airsoftology Mondays, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and is also in Missoula, Montana this week. I'm your host, Jonathan Higgs, and that's right, I gotta have my my Montana rep here. A little stuff I picked up here in the touristy areas of Missoula. Actually, a really cool town. The views here are insane. I went on a bunch of hikes. In fact, you know what? I'll throw a couple of pictures up over here so you guys can see what I did. Seriously, this is from an iPhone. So yeah. You got to come up here. If you guys don't get a chance, definitely come up here. In fact, this week I'll be heading to Glacier National Park to do a little bit of getting away. But enough about that. Something really important before we jump into questions this week is we have a continuation of Fox Airsoft's M40A5 contest. That's right, the M40A5 sniper rifle, the gas one. It's adjustable velocity, so you can tune it up, tune it down, depending on what your field limits. A fantastic rifle and a crazy, crazy deal. And this is the last month to be able to enter. So if you guys didn't do it last month, entered in, definitely make sure to head over there before this thing wraps up. And as always, I have a link down there right at the very top of the description so you guys can hit the button, head over and get in the running. Good luck to every single one of you. Monkey Butter Productions writes, "Hey Jonathan, I modded an old skateboard helmet, was wondering, can I take it to a Milsim? Thanks, keep up the good work." So yes, the short answer is you absolutely can take that to a Milsim, especially if you don't have to be. I know there's a lot of misconceptions about what you have to wear at a Milsim event. The biggest concerns are, depending on where you're going, some Milsim events, you can bring these to. Some you can't. They're a little more strict on your uniform requirements. So for example, if you're going to like a Milsim West game, you're gonna need to adhere to what the team you're playing for. So if you're playing on the Russian side, you're going to need legit Russian gear. If you're playing on the NATO side, you're going to need gear that is current issue NATO gear for the unit you are trying to somewhat do an impression of. Now, that said, American Milsim events, heck yeah, have at it, no problem, as long as your helmet matches your team's color. So if you're on the tan team or the green team, you're going to need a tan or a green helmet respectively to make that happen. Also, if you go to like a Lion Claws event or something like that, you're totally fine. In fact, some of the skateboard helmets, if you go way back, like the old Delta Force guys used to wear them. So if you want to do like a 90s Delta Force impression, it'll fit right in perfectly. But bottom line is, yeah, if you want to do the skateboard helmet thing, just make sure it's got the right coloring for the side you want to play on, especially if it's like American Milsim, and you're good to go. Soda Strings 410 writes, "Where's the best spot on my rail for accuracy to put my pec box? Thanks." So yeah, there's a couple different places you can put on your rifle rail. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with a pec box, it's a box that usually has a laser and a light module. So what Soda Strings is looking at here is the ability, like, where should I put it so the laser is aligned out? Typically, I've been running mine really close to the optic. Now, it's the placement for accuracy, as long as you sight the laser in, really isn't that important if it goes on the top, the side, all the way to the front, or all the way to the back. I mean, you're on a fixed rail. I mean, the barrel comes out of the rail, the BB comes out of the barrel one direction. So accuracy, you're pretty good anywhere. Now, what you have to concern yourself with is making sure you don't block the aiming laser. As long as you don't have big sights, like huge sights or a big like flashlight that's offset, I usually run mine toward the inside, like closer to the optic. Like if I have a T1, like a light sight here, I'll put it right up next to it, simply because it adds the weight closer to you, and the perceived weight is not as heavy. The more you move something out to the end of a rail, the heavier it's gonna feel. And especially if you're dealing with a rifle and you're always aiming up, I mean, after a while, your shoulder muscle gets a little on the sore side, a little tired at least, unless you lift, and I don't lift. But that's why I do that. But if you do have some sights and things in the way where the laser is going to get blocked, you can move it to the very end, or especially for the light pec box, either one of those things work. From accuracy, any place works, but from a weight distribution, I definitely say try to move it as close as you can to your optic, kind of back that way on the rail to help that out. Taiga Airsoft writes, "I've always wondered about 8mm airsoft guns. Are there any advantages to using 8mm? What are the field regulations for people using 8mm guns? Does your FPS have to be lower when running a larger caliber BB?" So actually your FPS is going to be measured. I'll address the FPS and I'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages of 8mm guns going after that. So your FPS has to be concurrent with what the equivalent of a 0.2 gram BB would be. I don't think they make 0.2 gram 8mm BBs. It's been a while since I've actually used an 8mm gun. They used to be really popular way back in the day when I kind of got into airsoft, which was a long time ago. But it's kind of tough to find them. You're going to find usually BBs in the 3.2 range. You'll have to use an equivalent, like I said, FPS down to 2.0. So you have to do a conversion using joules, which is the way you should be chronoing anyway. So you'll be shooting in like the 200s when you shoot at a chrono to get that number, to make sure if you're shooting like 350, let's say your field. If you're shooting 400, you'll be down in the low 300s. And you'll use a joule calculator, joule conversion calculator to make that happen. So as long you will still be abiding by your field's FPS limits. Now, for advantages, the larger caliber BB, well, it's bigger. You can see it in the air better. It's a little heavier BB, which I'm a big fan of heavier BBs regardless, even if you're running or 6 millimeters. I run usually 0.28s or 0.32s. It's just like that heavier weight. They fly truer. Larger BB does a little better job cutting through the wind and getting less wind resistance. Again, its size plus the mass of it. The negatives are they're really hard to find, and I think almost impossible to find biodegradable 8mm BBs. So it's going to really hurt you if you play at a field or a Milsim event that requires bio BBs. So that is the downside. Mystery Riddle writes, does using used BBs in a cyclone grenade bad for the grenade? You know, I'm always against using used BBs in an airsoft gun. However, in an airsoft grenade, as long as they are not dirty and things like that. So let's say you've maybe like loaded them in a mag and then you dumped them back out of a mag and they've got some marks and stuff on them. Especially if you, I don't know if you noticed, a lot of the gas blowback magazines will kind of leave scuffs on your BB, especially if you have to unload them one at a time. It's not exactly the best situation. Unlike a high cap, you can pour them out and they're totally fine to put back in the bag. Those kind of used BBs, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, you're not like having to worry about accuracy, and they just kind of on a cyclone grenade or a tornado, they just either get sped load into like a tube or they just get dumped in. Now, if they've hit the dirt and they've got grass and chunks of goodness knows what in it, then I would say definitely not. You don't want to introduce that into any system, especially even a grenade. They have, you want to keep them lubed correctly. There's actually gaskets in there. There's green gas. I mean, there are some systems inside of a grenade that need to stay clean and smooth and operational. But if you guys are just wanting to have some you've kind of dumped out, put back in a couple different times, then heck yeah, go for it. So guys, that's it for questions, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one goes out to a review channel that has been totally flying under my radar for a very long time, and it's called Airsoft Mike. Yep, Airsoft Mike. And in fact, Mike's pretty camera shy. Doesn't like to have his face on the camera very much, but does some great reviews. He is from across the pond over in the England area and does some great product reviews. Really long format, really in-depth stuff, good shooting tests, all the bells and whistles you would like to see in a review channel. In fact, you know, kind of reminds me of me, just saying. But anyway, no, definitely want to show you this video. This one caught my eye not too long ago. I actually was turned onto this channel by Leah the Unicorn, and I've been kind of watching him here for a while, and this one, his opener is hilarious. If you guys watch other reviewers out there, you'll know exactly every single one of the little shtick he does in the beginning, every single one of the reviewers who he's talking about. So guys, if you haven't checked out the channel and you love Airsoft review channels, which obviously you do if you're right here, definitely head on over here and give old Airsoft Mike a subscribe. And as always, I have a link down in the description below. And of course, you can always just click the image right here, the video I'm playing, to go check it out. All right, guys, that's it for this week. Oh, before I forget, Palco is running a great contest every single day. They're actually doing a 30th anniversary, 30 years in business, and they're giving away something every single day this month as part of that. So you're gonna need to go check out their Facebook page, and I'll have a link down in the description below. So if you're gonna check those guys out for your chance to win something every single day, they're giving something brand new away. They announce it once a week though. So they kind of build up and they announce all the winners that next week and then build it up again. So definitely get over there, visit it every single day so you guys have a fresh chance to win something cool, whether it's a gun or accessory or whatever, from the Palco catalog. And guys, as always, thank you so much for hanging out here with me on Airsoftology Mondays. I really enjoy the time we spend together. And of course, I enjoy your questions. If you want to get your question on the show, it's super simple. Put it in the comment section below, vote up your favorites, and they'll get on the next show. I also dig a little deep in the category and the catalog to do that. And as you see here, I sometimes go back to ones that I've recorded prior and try to reuse those because there's so many fantastic questions you guys put out each week. So guys, until next week, go out, have some fun, play some Airsoft. But no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.